Shalom. Welcome to another edition of our Daily Bread, where we are discussing the Weekly Torah Portion. Today we're discussing Reader 1, Evening Portion. My thoughts for 2011-12 on the two bullet points, which are Moshe is commanded to number the men of Israel 20 years and older for war, and then we're given the names of the 12 princes of Israel. You know, one of the things that I find interesting, and every year there's many different interesting points that are brought up in the Torah portion. But one of the things that I find interesting here is just the concept that it talks about, they waited till the second year after they'd come out of Mitzrayim. Now they're being numbered for war. And what this tells me is that there's a time, right? It's almost like this honeymoon period where God brought them out of Mitzrayim. There was this great thing. And yet, just as the Torah says, it says he didn't bring them straight to the land of the Pelishtim, lest they would see war and return to Mitzrayim. And so there's this time where they weren't brought straight. You know, everything wasn't put on them at once. But then what happens naturally is that there's a duty that's given to them. And here we see that they're numbered, and they're going to be numbered for war. And this kind of is just, to me, very interesting because it really goes to how people treat their religion. You know, a lot of people come in and they just see, you know, if they start being religious or they join a religion, you know, what happens a lot of times is they see the benefits. And they come in and they say, well, you know, great, this sounds really good, or they're moved. And they kind of see that. But what they don't realize is that there's actually something required, and there's some work involved in being part of it. Even if it's just a social club, there's responsibilities to maintain those relationships, let alone if you're having a relationship with God, with the Bible, whether it's from Judaism, Christianity, or Messianic, there's a responsibility to study your Torah and to study your scriptures. And, you know, you don't have to know everything coming in, but that doesn't mean that there's not going to be a time when a duty is going to be laid upon you, and you're going to need to prepare yourself for the actual work and the difficult things that come with being part of a religion or part of the children of Israel, or whatever you signed up for. There's probably something required of you, and if there's nothing required of you, then you really didn't sign up for anything. But I just think that that's an important point to bring out right here, is that here is, you know, war is never a pretty thing. It's never something people look forward to, but it's something that was a responsibility of the children of Israel, those who were 20 years and older, and it was time to number them and to know that here's a time when you start to become accountable for your responsibility to the community as a whole, and to Elohim, to God. So that's just my thoughts on this year's Torah portion section, is for us to just remember that we have a responsibility, and that it's easy to go through that period and that time frame where you're not really thinking about your responsibility to God. And you can lose track of that. But this is a great reminder to us that we have a responsibility to God, and to study His Word, and to find what it is that we are supposed to be doing, what's our duty, and to be doing that. So, till next time, I will say Shalom.